This beef is bigger than Drake and Kendrick. Follow along with me in my philosophy. Now, what's good, YouTube? Please pardon my voice. I'm kind of under the weather right now. But I just really wanted to bring this to people's minds because I've watched a couple of analysis videos of where people are talking about what, Watch the Party Die could have possibly meant. And some people kind of got close, like Screwface John. Like if you saw in my not a hip hop is not a sport video, you know that he's also like kind of not of the culture. But he did get one thing right. He said that this is like, Drake is like the symbolism for the vanity of hip hop, and Kendrick is like the soul of hip hop. But it's even bigger than that. It is a part of an ongoing cultural war that has been brewing in the shadows of America for a really long time. In America, Black American culture has always been one that has been one for theft. Like people from other cultures have been more than welcome to come and take from our culture, but they haven't been expected to give it back. And then it's gotten to the point where it's like, not only do they see our culture as something that they can just come and take from, but once they take from it, they take the credit for creating it, or they want to take the credit for creating it. Like saying that hip hop is 50-50 with Latinos and Africans or Caribbeans, which is none of the case. Because if it were, hip hop would have been created somewhere else and not in America. But it was created in America because it is our culture. And as I also explained in that video, hip hop is not a sport. Hip hop is a Black American cultural expression. And with that expression, it is a relay of the feelings, the cultural responses, the inner makeup of us as a Black American freedmen people. And hip hop is it's ours. And what's going on right now, and the reason why I say this is bigger than not only Drake but also Kendrick, I would say Kendrick is more of a vessel at this point, because the people, the Black American people, have started delineating from other Black people and other minority groups, and have decided to stand on our own business as our own group. And because we're doing so on the grassroots, individually, it's going to eventually come up to the broader perspective, which I believe Kendrick is starting to be affected by, because he is on like a whole holy war almost by himself against the industry. But he's not the only one fighting against the industry. All of like a lot of grassroots people who know that the industry is full of crap, they are also fighting against the industry by not participating as much in different things that are given by the industry. They're not following industry trends like that no more. And so now Black Americans are starting to like get some self-determination about ourselves, and it's going to send shockwaves through soon a lot more of our celebrity class, and Kendrick is only being the first one. But even with him being a Hebrew Israelite, or maybe associated with them, he may see this as a holy war of just getting rid of vanity and greed. But the thing is that vanity and greed is promoted by white supremacy. So when you get rid of that, you're going to have to get rid of white supremacy as well, because we don't control the vanity of hip hop. We are the soul of hip hop. Black American freedmen are the soul of hip hop. Kendrick is the soul of hip hop. Drake is a white supremacist creation, a white supremacist, Jewish, whatever. He is a creation. He is a Frankenstein. And the excuse me. And the vanity of hip hop is a Frankenstein of hip hop itself. It's like a former shell of itself. And Kendrick is trying to breathe life back into it and stop it from living this zombie-like experience, or this monster Frankenstein life experience. He's trying to recreate hip hop back in the ways in which it was originally created, as a form of expression, as a form of camaraderie and coming together for Black American peoples. So this is bigger than Drake and bigger than Kendrick, because this is a part of an ongoing cultural war that has been waged against Black Americans, but now Black American freedmen are starting to fight back in that cultural war by reclaiming our culture, so that every other group can't just try to come and lay claims to it. Because so many Latinos like to think that they created hip hop, they created breakdancing, and they created graffiti art. And it's like, no you didn't, no you didn't, and no you didn't. Asians think that, you know, they're the best thing that ever happened to breakdancing and producing, and it's like, no you're not, and no you're not. They are not. This is about Black Americans reclaiming our dignity, our right to live, and our right to protect and to provide for ourselves. Because self-preservation is the first rule of law, isn't it? Or the first rule of nature. Black Americans are now prioritizing ourselves over trying to make everybody else happy and comfortable. And Kendrick is showing that we don't care about how comfortable you are. You won't be comfortable, because your comfortability came from the fact that you were able to steal from our culture and make of it what you will. And now we are going on the offensive, and we're saying you can no longer partake in our culture, and the culture that you partook in, and the culture that you even been around, that you grew up in. Yeah, we're taking that back. We're taking the N-word back. We're taking hip hop back. Beyonce, we're taking country back. We're taking everything back that we created, or that we touched with the Midas finger, and that we turned into gold. If we created it, or if we touched it with the Midas finger, we are reclaiming it, and we're taking it back, and we are making this our ongoing effort to make our advancements in this ongoing cultural war that every culture in America has against Black Americans. And it's going to make everybody feel uncomfortable, because everybody has been doing the same thing that white supremacists have been doing. Because there is nothing more American than benefiting off of the downtroddenness of Black Americans, which is why everyone wants to come up off of hip hop, and all other minority groups want to come up off of hip hop. But hip hop is an expression of our pain and anguish of what we went through as a specific people in this country that no other immigrant group has ever went through in this country, period. So like I said again, this war is much bigger than Kendrick. This war is much bigger than Drake. This war is much bigger than vanity. And this war is much bigger than just a holy war. This is a holy cultural war where we are resetting the balance in America back to where it used to be. Back when, before the Europeans, the Asiatics came over here, we were running it as the original inhabitants of America. We are returning to those roots, because nature, what it does is that nature always corrects itself. It always sets itself back, and the direction in which we're going is because nature wants her original people to be back in the position which they were supposed to be in the first place. And in order to do so, we got to stop with the infighting. And don't let anybody confuse you to say that this is infighting between Kendrick and Drake because both of them are Black. That has nothing to do with it. That's not infighting. That's getting out the enemy. Back in the Haitian Revolution, they had expelled all of their coon clans, all of the collaborators that collaborated with white supremacy. They took them out first and then they started getting to work on the white supremacists in their country. So we're pretty much doing the same thing. We're cleaning out the ranks, and Drake happens to be one of those collaborators who we don't need in our society and we don't need in our culture. And he's not of the culture because he's not like us. Screwface John is not like us. Other commentators like DJ Academics is not like us. they're not like us. That is even bigger than Kendrick even thought, because now they're not like us has become the creed of identifying ourselves away from these tethers who try to tether themselves onto our greatness and also dump off all of the worst of their cultures onto us. You're not going to dump off the worst of DJ Academics on us. You're not going to dump off the worst of Screwface John on us. And you're not going to dump off the worst of Drake on us, because they're not like us. They don't have that same fight in their heart against white supremacy as we do. And this war that Kendrick is fighting is much bigger than him, because this is the cultural war of the people. He's what the culture's feeling. The culture is what the people feel. And the people feel that this culture war that's been waged against us, it's now time for us to start fighting back. But, you know, this is me and my philosophy. I want to know what you guys have to say about it, because I know, you know, maybe, you know, you might have some information to the contrary. But, you know, I just want to thank you still, though, for following me and my philosophy. If you like the philosophy, go ahead and hit the like button. If you don't, still do it. And I'm always open to debate in the comment section, like I told y'all, bro. If you got some more information to the contrary, let me know. And as we go, remember, the unexamined life is not one worth living. Peace.